All right, what's going on, guys? So I thought I'd jump on here, give a little update on the Nova project here, and a lot has changed, a lot. So we'll start off with, we were gonna run leaf springs and do small tire leaf spring deal, but the more and more I thought about it and kind of just watched videos, did research on stuff, I decided let's go a different route. So we cut the entire floor out of this car, and we got some, let's see if I can pull them over here. We got some Tin Soldier low prep brackets here. And these things are freaking sweet. I had to weld the doublers on here. Let's see if we can get a little bit better view. Now, don't judge these welds, all right? I ain't no freaking professional, but I mean, for only TIG welding for about 4 months, I'm happy with it. And big thing I had to learn was heat, because man, these things, I had to do a little bit at a time because I haven't got the pulsing down quite yet, and I didn't want to start warping these, and they started to warp just a touch, so I clamped them down as much as I could and let them cool down. And so it took me a few days to do them, but we got them done and they look great. So let's see if we can get a good shot here. So yeah, I think they turned out pretty decent. I mean, it is, oh, god dang. They're no like show welds or anything, or like super nice, but I'm happy with them. I think it's doublers. It's gonna do exactly what I want it to do. So yeah, so we cut the floor out of the car. I bought a JD2 Model 32 tubing bender. I got a what the hell am I looking for here? I got it's a hydraulic pneumatic air ram, and this company builds or welds together a bracket that mounts onto this style bender. That way, instead of ratcheting it, you can just pretty much use air and hydraulics to basically bend it, and it's a lot smoother. I feel like it's just going to be a whole lot better than doing it by hand. So I'm waiting on the bender to show up. That has shipped. All the other stuff is shipped. Waiting on dies. Dies are a couple weeks out. So once we get that, then we can start putting the number 1 bar in. We can start getting the whole back half of the car in. And we picked up some spare tires today. So we got those. I also ordered some RC Comp rear wheels. Double bead lock, so those are going to be 3-4 weeks out, so waiting on those as well. So once those show up, we can get a measurement from back of the wheel, and basically that'll be our measurement to order the rear end. And we're going to go with a Tin Soldier Fab 9 chromoly housing. So we're going to get that going, but as of right now, I just had to, you see plumb bobs are dropped. So I had plumb bobs dropped at the center of the wheel well here. Let's see here, get a better angle here. So I had plumb bobs dropped at the center of the wheel well on both sides. And then what I did is I dropped another plumb bob up at the very front of the car. So I centered it in the front of the car, dropped another plumb bob, and I just triangulated it to make sure that where I found the center of this wheel well they're both the same. So that way I know it's dead center in the wheel well. And then from that, I can measure out and see where the 4-link bracket bar needs to go. The number 1 bar is going to be, it's going to be like right in here, kind of where this deal is here. Let's see where that bar is, where the old bar. So I'm going to have to put some plates in here, and then I got to figure out how I want to pretty much run that 4-link bar. If I want to attach it back here at the rocker, or if I want to basically tie it off this number 1 tube and then kind of go out and around. So I got to do some research on that and see what I want to do there. But yeah, so we're just waiting on tubing bender to show up. I got a tubing notcher here, and that thing is sweet. Been practicing on that with some spare tubes that I cut out of the old roll cage I had in here. I cut it out and then I chopped it into smaller pieces so I could practice on that, notching and just finding angles and just practicing that, just learning a new trick. And then also kind of getting them fitted up and making sure that my fitment is good. So that way it's nice and tight and there's not any big gaps and all that stuff. And then also practice TIG welding on that, because TIG welding on tube, man, it's difficult for me right now because I'm still learning it. But you know, just you're doing like 2, 3, maybe 4 things at once, trying to get it to go over and following it. So, you know, practice makes perfect. More time I spend behind the hood, the better, and the more I'll learn on it. So that's kind of what we're doing right now with it. And so yeah, so once all that stuff shows up, then we can start putting some bars in this guy and getting that going. I also, what I did here too is with the deck lid, is I notched the deck lid down right in front of the wing here. So that way the wing is attached, and when I need to get into the back of the car, all I have to do is just take this piece off, and I don't have to take the whole wing and everything else off of the car. So that made that a lot easier. I still have to finish up a few small little things on that to kind of get that done and completed. And then I also got the fiberglass doors mounted. So I got these door hinges here. Let's see here. Yeah, these door hinges right here. I believe Rods Customs sells them, something like that. I can't remember 100%. But we got those bolt on, and I think what I'm gonna do once I get them 100% fitted, and I like the doors where they're at, I'm gonna tack them a few corners. That way they're like solid, and I don't have to worry about them kind of twisting and then getting all funky later on down the road. So yeah, but fiberglass doors are all done. The latches are in it. The hinges are in the car. Everything's ready to go with the doors. I just have to fit the fenders on there and get those going. So yeah, so that's where we're at here. We're just waiting on a few tools to show up so we can kind of keep this deal going. And yeah, I think it's going to be a fun project. I was going to take it to a chassis shop, but man, they're like a year plus out. And I just didn't want to just stare at this thing and not do anything. So if we can learn some new stuff and kind of do it ourselves, I think that's going to be awesome. And we're going to screw up. We're going to mess things up. I already know it. I'm cool with it. I just want to learn something new and kind of be able to do it myself. And I think that's going to be a lot of fun. So, but we got our helper over here. He's supervising everything. So we're on a tight ship, so I'm trying to get everything going. But yeah, so we got a lot of things going on here, and I'd like to start putting out some more videos as we kind of progress through this thing now that this thing's taken off and we're getting things going. So hopefully we can kind of post some more videos up every once in a while and go from there. But I got to get back to dad duty now. So hopefully next video we'll be out here pretty soon with some other updates and go from there. So cool. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you watching.